Hello, hello, hello. Good to see everyone again. Um, I'm right now in, I don't know what to call it, Black Rock City in Nevada. Um, Today is Sunday the 11th. It's 3 weeks now since I first started. Um, this is my strange room slash this empty container where I sleep. This is my bed. I'm sitting on it right now. It's one of those fold up ones. It's very nice. Um, wow, there's so much to talk about. Um, I'll say this. My first, I don't know about my first time I really realized this, but it's definitely where I attribute now when I think about this concept of my balance and recharging your battery because when I was recently in Ireland, this was what it be June, right around the beginning of June. I flew to Ireland for myself for a week, and then a friend joined me the second week of Ireland, and then we flew to Amsterdam together for a weekend. It's funny, even though it was such a short trip, like 2 weeks all told, or even less, no, 2.5 weeks or so. Um, I mean, the time I had in Ireland, I feel like really changed my life, and I learned a lot of things about myself and how to be and how to be happy and fulfilled and like comfortable with myself. And what I mean by that is that it was the first time I traveled by myself alone in a new country, which was really exciting and scary all at once. And you're traveling from place to place. You want to see some cool things, but you also want to meet new people. That's half the reason I personally like to travel, or and other people like to travel. Um, so you want to meet new people, and you don't want to be lonely, but it's sometimes hard to start a conversation, or you're not feeling like starting a conversation, or what it may be, and you just kind of want to have friends and not be alone. So it was the first time I let's call it. I didn't. I've struggled with loneliness quite a lot in my life. It's one of my biggest, let's call it, difficulties and a constant kind of thing that I work with. Um, but what's it called? There, I was like kind of put myself in that situation, and also more than that, it was the most alone I've been because I didn't know anyone at all ever. Like no one in that fucking I didn't know anyone in that entire continent of Europe at the time. So it was just kind of like intense, but also really cool because it really showed me and pushed me to be able to connect with people because I knew I could do it. Just needed a little bit of motivation. What's a better motivation than being really fucking lonely and wanting to talk to people? So between the different hostels that I was at, slowly got to meet a lot of new people and made some friends and made some really cool connections. Um, but the thing I realized is that, as much as I liked meeting new people and talking, it took a lot of energy out of me because I'm a very, like, let's call it for now, loud and outgoing and out there kind of person when I'm being very social and I'm meeting new people. And that is taxing and draining on my like on me. Um, and there came times where I was like, shit, I just don't have the energy. I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to just watch my shows and be completely antisocial in that. And kind of what I realized at that time was that what's it called? It really worked. It really worked for me because I had the option to be social and meet new people when I wanted to, and I also had the option to not be social, not talk to anyone. So whenever I needed my quiet time, I'd open up my laptop, and I'd watch my shows, not talk to anyone, sleep, and just do me, recoup. And then anytime I wanted to be social, I would just go and talk to people. And it was like the coolest fucking thing. Like my needs and my way of living was met, and it was amazing. Um, and now when I'm here in Burning Man, I can say that I today really got that time to really think about, that concept of taking me time and recharging my battery. By the way, a side note, or rather big note that I forgot to mention up until now is that everyone knows the concepts of introverts and extroverts. Introverts are people who who are tend to be more like by themselves and hang out with themselves and have fun by themselves, doing things in like a singular manner with them and themselves. And extroverts are people who usually go more in the realm of hanging out with people, doing social things, and being like out there. That's like a general kind of breakdown. And I realized about myself that even though a lot of people, well, I mean, a lot of people, some people, when I'm in Israel, most people consider me extroverted because I'm very outgoing and happy. Um, and so too in my interactions in Ireland when I was feeling really up there. But at the end of the day, I need to recharge my battery by being alone and to have my quiet time and my space and my me time and my thinking time, whatever it is. Um, and in that respect, I consider myself an introvert because I recharge by myself. I love being with people and talking to people, and I'm super social. But at the end of the day, when I need, in order to come back to that place where I can be social, I need to have my quiet time. Um, and it's actually something that I remembered basically today after being here for a few days, that I'm not having the proper me time because sometimes at first it's hard to remember to like it's okay to be by yourself. You can go to lunch or dinner or walk somewhere by yourself. You don't have to be, going with someone else or be with someone else. You can be by yourself, and then hey, you can either meet someone new because you're by yourself, or you can just be by yourself and have you time and alone time. Now, because I live kind of with a group of people and I work with a group of people, I basically don't have any time for myself just to be me. To be, not to say that I can't be me with them, but it's not alone time like I properly need. So today was the first day that I've gotten a break. I had half the day off, and that's what I did. I did some stuff by myself, and it was really nice to just think and be. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm wondering if I'm back to a place where I can be social. I don't think so. I might have to be anyways, just because there's only so much you can do when you're, surrounded by people. But it definitely helped to have the quiet time, and I am glad I did that. And then also a good thing to talk about in this video. So I'm really happy it worked out this way. Anyways, good afternoon, good night, good morning. Thank you for watching, whoever watched. Haven't even uploaded the second video, so that's gonna come in a bit. Once I figure out how I can upload it on Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi here doesn't actually work. But, feeling better because I know the reason that I wasn't feeling the best. And it really is so great to meet people here and see a world that's totally out of my norm. Alright, so that's enough about that. You'll hear more about Burning Man next week.